Hi guys, welcome to the podcast episode number 20 already. Yeah, and today I want to talk about something that is very, very important to me, or a topic I like to think about a lot. It is time, or to be more precise, your relationship with time, my relationship with time. I think about it a lot, and I think a lot of people kind of like don't have a good relationship with time for whatever reason. Um, I don't want to be a hypocrite because at one point in my life, I didn't have a good relationship with time either. But now I feel that I kind of have it figured out for the moment, and I want to share my thoughts because I think I could help like someone out there, or just like give you a little like push out of your deep hole of depression or negative thoughts you have about your time on this little planet. So, um, let's start out. If you have like a little kid, what is his perspective of time? Considering that time is of course always relative, according to that smart dude called Einstein or something. Um, a little kid only wants one thing. He wants to be a grown up. He wants to get there fast because then he can do all the cool stuff his parents can do. So you have actually kind of like a good relationship with time, I guess, because yeah, you're very adventurous and you want to go out and you have the whole world in front of you, and you feel good. Most of the kids, I don't know, that was me when I was a kid. Then after you're done with your school, like 20 around, it starts to get really stressful. You like kind of get like thrown into this, in quotation, real life, and all of a sudden you have to like be done with your school and start to actually be an adult, and you have to figure out your life till you're like 30 or something, and all of a sudden there's no time anymore. You're really stressed, and it kind of, yeah, I don't know. I want to go in detail later, but just like give you a little quick overview what I think people think of their times. um, so, and of course, if you're getting older, if you're getting old, 70, 80 something, you feel like you don't have time at all anymore. And yeah, um, to give you a little bit more insight about my relationship with different people and their relationship with time. A lot of you probably don't know I worked as a radiation therapist. I treated cancer patients for over 6 years, 6.5 years. And I pretty much treated somewhere around 2 to 4 thousand people who were terminally ill. That means they didn't have very much time anymore. Most of them, like, I don't want to oversaturate, but I think somewhere around 50% or even more of the patients I treated, they didn't even have like 2 or 3 years. Most of them didn't even see the next Christmas. So those people had not much time anymore. And probably the number one thing I saw in with these people, I mean, a lot of people don't want to talk about it if it comes to certain subjects, but you can tell from their body language. And the number one thing I saw in these terminally ill people were regrets. And of course, cancer is a disease you have when you usually when you're older, somewhere around 60, 70. But I also treated a lot of younger patients too, and it is of course hard. It is hard not to know how much time you have, and this is a reason why a lot of people are afraid to even make decisions. You don't know how much time you have, and you get it all mixed up and get confused about it. You don't have control over how much time you have. Of course, you can try to eat healthy, try to have a healthy lifestyle, but you can only do it, can like have an input on it like so little. The only thing you do have control over is what to do with your time. That is the only thing you can control. So if you want to put it another way, you either have, well, if you really think about it, you either have no time or endless time. These are the two options you can go about it. You can either think, okay, I'm probably gonna die tomorrow, or I won't die at all. Those are the two options you have. So, what actually sounds more liberating to you? To me, it's definitely having endless time. Yeah, that is the one thing I want to share with you. And I had this flipping point in my life. I was somewhere around 29, I guess 28, 29. I didn't feel good at all. I was not depressed, but I was unhappy with my life. I did my school, and I started to work in this job for several years, and you could say that I figured out my life, but I still wasn't happy. And I thought, like, okay, that is it. The best days of my life was when it was 16, 17, 18, and now it is over, and it made me feel very sad. And then at one point I rediscovered skateboarding. It was 2016. I think it was, I was 29 or something, and I just flipped the switch, and my whole life changed. I had a completely different perspective of life. A lot of people in my social circle back then told me it was kind of like ridiculous that I started skating again because I was too old for that. But just to think about it, I'm 32 right now. Back then I was 29. I still had like at least 20 more years ahead of me to being able to like skate. I mean, back then it was kind of like crazy, but because I was in this mindset that I was too old for everything and there is not much time, I would try to be safe, and because I was scared that I don't have that much time anymore. And that is kind of like a paradox. What you do if you don't have much time anymore, if you think you don't have much time anymore, you start to not go out and want to do stuff, but the opposite, try to be safe and be at home and don't do anything. And that was how I felt back then. And yeah, but thank God I flipped the switch and I realized that I have a lot of time. I'm getting 33 in a couple months, I guess, and I still have at least one more life, maybe even two lives ahead of me. And this thought is crazy. It is insane how much I could accomplish. Just imagine this YouTube channel, all this content I created over the years, and then 60 years from now, just looking back at all these skate, it is amazing. It is insane, and it's probably the one thing that gives me so much energy and that drives me so much to try to post as much as possible in my age, what I am, because I think I just want 90-year-old Patrick be able to look back at this insane time era we are in and just enjoy life. That is, it gives me so much energy just to think about that. I will be here on this planet 6 years from now and be the best I ever will be or am, and it is just so liberating just to have all this time ahead of me. Yeah, that kind of enabled a lot of things, a lot of positive things for me, just like trying out new things. I'm thinking about like maybe trying a new instrument. I thought about like maybe starting to play cello or something, but they all say at a certain age you take longer to learn things, and of course the brain kind of like, but I don't want to ramble, sorry guys, but the main point I want to say is you have time, and you have a lot of time. It doesn't matter if you're 50, 60, 70, you can still start skateboarding, you can still start scuba diving, you can still start writing a blog or a YouTube channel or whatever. There is no age limit for anything. You'll live forever. Really, I mean that. If you have this mindset, it will enable so much positivity in your life and so much good will come to you. And yeah, maybe, yeah. I get overwhelmed with like just talking about it because I think time is incredible. I know a lot of people unfortunately don't have as much time as others, but you cannot, you don't have control over that. You only have control over what you do with your time. And yeah. So if you want to start a new career, if you're 30 or something and you hate your job, just do something new. Just even if you're 40 or 50. My mom, she worked as a hairdresser. She had her own shop and she worked there for 25 years. And at one point in life, she just decided to quit that job and do something completely else that's completely different. It is amazing, and it was the right choice for her. Of course, change is hard, but you can always change. And one more thing I want to talk about that is also very interesting: retirement. Most people I come across about, they only think about talk about they can't wait to retire, to actually don't have to work anymore. And with me, it is completely different. I don't want to retire ever. I want to do the thing that makes me happy. I want to work till forever. And of course, yeah, I know a lot of you will say, okay, he's only 32 or something. He will get to the point where he doesn't want to work anymore. But let me tell you that I have people that are a lot younger than me. They're like in their 25s or something, and they already have this mindset to, I want to work and retire as soon as possible because this moment is what I'm doing right now. I don't like. I want to stop doing that, and I want to retire so I have all the time later on in my life to like actually live. But that is kind of like you're wasting the best years of your life. So try to have a good relationship with your time. Try to see time as your friend and try to live in the now. That is probably the advice, the tips I want to give you about. Yeah, guys, I kind of, sorry to rumble towards the end of the video. I kind of like went everywhere. Sorry for that, but I didn't take very much time to prepare for this video, but I had these thoughts in my head I wanted to get out, and I think and I hope I could help some of you guys, especially the young. I have a couple friends, and I know a couple of you guys around your 20s who are really struggling with the question, what to do with my life. Oh, I have to figure. No, you have time, guys. Really, you have time. Take your time. Just go on a trip. Discover the world as soon as this COVID is over, and yeah, spread love. Be nice. You have time to do whatever you want to. Guys, thanks for listening. See you next time. Peace out. Bye. Somehow